Yeah, he came on. It was late, but he did come on.
Okay.
We are back. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We had to take a short commercial break,
Mm-mm.
but we're back. We're back,
What
and the
do
topic
we?
is, what do women really want in relationships? So, Shareece, did we leave anything out? What do we really want in relationships?
Um, I don't think we left anything out. I think more so, just like you said, clarity. A manly man, somebody that's going to take charge. Somebody that has some insight. That's a good friend that can lead his flock.
Okay.
Now,
Somebody that's good,
when you say
all
flock,
well rounded. What'd you say, Darren?
when you say flock, that's a lot, right? It's a flock.
Well, his person. It could be a family. He
Okay.
could have kids
Okay.
per se, but I just think that when it boils down to it, definitely stability. Uh, Definitely some vision for the future. Um, you want somebody that can you can grow together with and do some things with and just have a good life. So
I think you definitely want somebody who can overcome obstacles. You don't want a person that, at the first sign of trouble, they don't know what to do and they ready to, throw in the towel in the relationship. I think women want someone who can overcome, and look at a situation and say, we could get through this,
right,
not run from it, not feel like, oh, what we gonna do. I would say definitely somebody who can overcome obstacles.
right.
Oh, Jonay.
Oh, Jonelle. Hi, Jonelle. She says, enjoying you guys. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
How you
So yeah,
doing?
definitely somebody who can overcome obstacles. Um, Somebody who is self-aware. That's one of the biggest things for me. Have you ever been around somebody who's not self-aware and they just don't know? It's so many things about themselves they don't know, and you got to tell them, and that makes them feel attacked. So when you have somebody that's already self-aware, you don't have to go through those things. If you've been around a person, this is one thing that I found a lot of men have. A lot of men have not been told that they talk over you. Like I've had conversations with men on several occasions where they would talk over me, and nobody ever told them that that's rude, or nobody ever even brought it to their attention that they do that. So then when I tell them, it's like they feel attacked because they're not self-aware. So I would like somebody who's aware of their own habits, their own issues and isms and schisms, so that I don't have to be the one to bring it to them.
Sometimes we need that. So as I was talking to my dad, and my dad was telling me, he says, you have to watch what you say. And sometimes when you say things, you have to think about what you say and how you say them. Because everybody needs to be checked every now and then. I don't care who you are, good, bad, or indifferent. We all need to be checked from time to time. But it's when we get checked and how we get checked is really what it's coming from.
right. But again, it's all in the delivery.
That's right, right. And you said,
No, it's definitely in the delivery. But when a person is not self-aware, they feel like, I mean, seriously, they really feel like you coming for them. And they get very defensive. Well, nobody ever told me that. And you just meet me and you trying to tell me that I talk over you and I interrupt people. And, it's a situation where everybody see it, but nobody said anything. That doesn't mean it's not there.
true.
So that's why I really want somebody that's aware of themselves, because you can have you ever been on a date with somebody and they rude even to the waitress? I mean the server. They ain't called waitress no more. They're rude even to the server. And you want to say something, but you like, what's up with this dude? And clearly nobody ever told him that he's rude. So when you tell him and make him feel like you're attacking him or you're being critical, that's why I say self-awareness is a big one for me. Darren, you look like you want to say something.
You said you want to see now taking control and being in control. it all kind of coincides of how the person is as a person. I mean, you want them to take control of the ordering the menu. You want to. Well, I don't do that. Every guy is different. Okay, I tend to be letting the woman be independent until it's time not to let them, or for me to take control. I should say, for me to take control. It's not that I do it; it's when I do it. And then when you do it, you have to back what you say and mean what you say when you say it.
Well, what do you mean by I didn't say I wanted somebody to order for me or take
Well,
control of me.
again, you said you want somebody to take control. You want somebody to tell you to be quiet. Those things we may not be. I'm not saying every guy. Some guys may not be able to differentiate. I know it's not a bad word between total control and let you women have control.
Yeah,
because
I do agree with that.
some guys don't know how to do that, and I will admit sometimes I struggle with it too because I'd rather be quiet and listen first and see how they respond to certain situations so I know how to act going forward. See, the first time out the gate may be the rough time, the worst time out, but me, I sit back and I watch and I pay attention.
Well,
does
that's
she
where
like
communication comes in.
This is true. It's true. And that's the number one key. If guys don't have good communication skill, we ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting nothing.
Well, yeah, it depends on the woman, but you're right. But I think that's something that a lot of people lack is that self-awareness. Even women sometimes are not aware of how bossy we could be and how overbearing. And so I feel like self-awareness is very important to any type of relationship. But the other thing that I think is important for me, for men, is like I said, resilience, self-awareness, but also just plain old nice. Just be nice. You would think that would be simple, but nowadays people so in a hurry, people so mean, people are rude, and it's okay to just be nice.
Those are common things. That's what I grew up on. That's just who I am as a person. I ain't gonna say I try to be a ladies' man to everybody, but I am cordial and I'm polite. So, but everybody is different in their own way and they have their own way of doing it based on the people that they had prior to. Because they shape them. They shape the guy that you're with now. Those 5 or 6 other women, they shape that guy to how they want it to be, and then they end up something happened, whether he left them or left them, or he shaped and had that mold. Sometimes you have to, if he doesn't have the basic foundations of being nice, of being cordial, opening up doors, being on the inside when you're walking down the street, opposed to being on the outside. Those are just small things that I do as an individual, whoever I'm with. Those are the foundations of who I am as a person. Everybody doesn't have those things. I wasn't taught those. I had to watch, and someone had to tell me somewhere down the line to do these certain things, and I kind of acquired them and put them in my toolbox, so to speak.
Well, you know what? When you said those things, it made me think of something that I did not get an opportunity to ask last week.
Uh-oh.
So, if you don't have anything else for the ladies.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm no one has really chimed in. I haven't checked my phone, but go ahead. I'll listen to your question.
So here was my question. When it comes to doing all those things, this is okay. Let me frame it this way. If you've ever been on a dating site, especially as a Black woman, you get Black guys and you get white guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that on Black guys' profile, they want praise for stuff that's just something you ought to do? I got my own place, my own car. Okay, you should. And then, others, I'm not just going to say white, have a little more, higher goals. And they're saying, I'm affectionate, I'm considerate, I'm loving. Yeah, they already know they got their own place. I mean, that's a given. But it seems like sometimes men want you to bow down to them or feel like they God's gift to this earth just because they got stuff they supposed to have. Well, I don't know why you don't want to talk to me. I got my own car, I got my own house, I pay my bills. Okay, good. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're a grown man.
As I
So
said,
I'm trying to figure out, and from a woman's point of view, why is it that men feel like they should get praise for stuff that they already supposed to be doing, especially when women already been doing it like for years. Most women been doing it.
Congratulations to you women that you've done all those things. We appreciate that. But as I said before, the women before have shaped that guy. They may not have those things, and we may need to let you know that we do have those things. I'm not saying I'm one of the ones that do it, but we'll let you know that we have those things, so you don't have to question those later on down the line. Maybe that's it. By saying I have my own car, I'm happy I got my own car. I'm just
That's
letting you
great.
know
But
that I won't be taking Uber. I won't be in a taxi cab. I won't be in a taxi. I won't be calling no friend for a ride. We're just letting you know, just like we're stating who we are as a person. That I'm saying that's why some guys may do it. I'm not saying why we would do it. Just like we said, we're good dads. Well, if you're a good dad, you're taking care of your bills, you're taking care of your kids like you're supposed to. We shouldn't tell you that, oh, I got child support, I got to pay child. Those things, you have a kid, he's underage, take care of it.
you shouldn't feel like you're God's gift to this earth just because you pay your bills and just because you got your own place and just
True.
because, I never put my hands on a woman. Of course, you shouldn't. So you feel like I should bow down to you and I should worship the ground you walk on just because you do basic things that you supposed to do?
Again, those other women shape that man. You're not getting a finished product. He ain't done with us yet. You're not getting a finished product. You're still getting what they did before. He's still trying to recover from the last relationship that didn't appreciate those things. So he has to be upfront and say, hey, these are the things that I have. These are the compliments that I have, and I'm proud of them.
Okay. I guess that answered my question. You know what I'm saying, right, Shareece?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and yeah, our men of color tend to think that they above or they're superior because they do have some of those things. I remember talking with a guy and he was like, I got a Mercedes, I got a Mercedes, I got a Mercedes. Okay. So he came to pick me up. We were going on a date. Is your area safe? Your area safe? I was like, I wouldn't live anywhere where I wouldn't feel safe. And he came over and he's got this music blasting like he 21, got the windows down, and it's an E-Class. Not saying nothing, but boo. I
Again,
call him the starter Mercedes. And
again,
then
that's
a couple,
bragging. That's bragging.
well, and then it wasn't like it was the S-Class.
Okay.
He was in the E, the smallest one. So I was like, okay. So a couple of weeks later, we met up, and he said, well, why don't you follow me back to my place? So I said, okay. We got to his place. I was like, not only am I not leaving my car, I'm not coming up. Dude, you on MLK and you got the nerve.
He was a
You next to
pretender.
a burn up building and they got a straight up guard out there checking IDs and carrying on. Are you kidding me right now?
He was a pretender. But
What?
but
And I
see,
was like, you know what? I was like, I'm not leaving my car. Oh shit.
but see, that's the reason why you
I think
okay.
my battery went dead.
That's the reason why men, when you said earlier about the people put a dollar sign on things, sometimes men take it there before the woman do because they want to make it all about material things. And then when you keep them and when you make that the forefront of relationship, and then I judge you on that, you can't get mad because you made that. Like he was
Right.
telling her about the Mercedes before she even seen the Mercedes. It's just like this guy that was interested in me. I never really got past phone call conversation with him because all he talked about is his house with a pool. My house with a pool. My house got a pool. My house got a pool. My house got a pool every time. And I'm like, okay, great. Your house has a pool. That's wonderful. But what about you? Who are you? What type of person are you? And he
He's a
couldn't
man with
answer
a
those
pool.
questions because he just kept saying my house got a pool.
Right.
Now, what if I was the type of woman that just used him to get to that house with that pool? Then I would have been wrong. But that's what he led with.
How can you use a person with a house with a pool other than going over and swimming?
Playing in the water.
Pool parties. Hello, pool parties. Because I was about to throw one.
But
Okay. Because you want to think about your house and your pool. Let me call all my girls.
he has to agree to that though too.
And he would have.
Oh, so
Oh,
Are you
Believe you me,
are you running things again?
I could have ran it, but I didn't want to run it. See, that was the thing because I didn't know if he was worthy of me running him. Because the only
Mm,
thing he told me about was I got a house with a pool, a house with a pool, and
okay.
that's great. But my point is, like, what if I would have just judged him on that, and I would have just used him just to be a part of that house with that pool? Then I
And
would have been wrong.
why would you use a man? Why would you use a man? Why would you use it?
Wait, what? Is that a real question? The
Yeah.
same reason why you use toilet paper. The same reason why you use paper towel. The same reason why you use a broom to sweep the floor because you need something done.
Sometimes you don't have to use a broom to sweep a floor.
Uh, well, I mean, a vacuum cleaner, whatever you use.
What I'm saying is, you know what I mean when I say that. I'm being straight and forward by asking you. We know why we use women. Maybe for sex and
Oh,
maybe
okay.
other
I see
things
what
like
you're
that.
saying.
But why would you want to use a guy? If you meet a guy and you know that he's not in your class, but he's nice. He has a few nice qualities, but he's not the typical guy that you would normally date. Why would you stay with him?
Well, see, me personally, I wouldn't because that's just not my thing. Now, when I was young, I would because for whatever he wanted, whatever I wanted. If he had that to offer, of course, because if you want to be in my presence, then you have to pay. So if I don't like you like that, yes, I'm gonna use you for what I can get out of you. That's when I was younger, okay? I'm not saying that's how I am now, but when
Okay.
I was younger, if you wasn't my type, but you just insisted on taking me out, well, okay, I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get what I want out of this interaction because you're not really my type. That's why you use a person because you want to get whatever they can offer you. I mean, you know the answer to that. Men do it all day, every day.
Miss Cherie?
I mean, you know, every time you do something in any relationship, is give and take, give and take. So I mean, if that's what he has to offer, and she's at that point in her life, and she feels like, okay, well, I'm gonna just use him for to entertain at his house and to do things, more power to him. You to each his own.
To each his own, but sometimes it depends on the person and where each individual is in their life. Like I said, I wouldn't do that now because I'm too old, I'm past that. But when I was young, yes. I mean, I had a friend, a guy friend that didn't even want sex. He just wanted to take me out to dinner, and we would go out to dinner. Of course, yes, he was older man, so he may not been able to have sex. I don't know, ain't none of my
Oh,
business.
that's cold.
But he, but he would just want to take me out. And he would slide a little envelope of cash over while we was having dinner. And I used to really ask, what is this for? Your time. And that's what, one of the persons, like you say, women mold men. That was one of the persons that molded me, let me understand, oh yeah, my time is valuable. Go on, slide that over. Yes, go and get
But,
that to
but
me.
now, you said you were younger then, so you wouldn't accept that now.
I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm just saying that I'm not looking for that per se. That was offered, that was an offer. And the thing is, he made it clear, I just love your company. I just want to sit here and have dinner and talk to you and enjoy your time. Never once tried anything, always slid that little cash over. And I loved it. It was a great experience. Now, some people will say I was using him, but I felt like I was being a blessing because
Mm.
that's what he wanted. I'm just saying, you can't,
I admit you were a blessing. I will admit that. I will admit you were a blessing.
thank you. I felt like I was being a blessing as well. And he was just going and giving me a blessing also. So, like Shareece said, it was give and take.
Okay.
Now, I feel like I would have been wrong if I knew he wanted more than that and I kept going. But he never said he wanted more than that. So,
Doesn't mean he didn't want more.
well, that's his bad because, you got to make those things clear. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But as far as your question, why would people use people? There's several reasons. For one, to get what you can get out of a person, but also because some people are still hurt and they try to do that to get back for the hurt when somebody used them. I really think that's a lot of times why people use people because they haven't got past when the last person used them. So it's just like a snowball effect.
Right.
So that's what I would say. Any more questions?
Not right.
Myths from women about women that you thought
Oh
you
man.
knew? Things about women that you thought you knew, so we can go and set the record straight.
You know what? I constantly I trip off of how men are comfortable with allowing the woman to take the lead or the role, and then get downright pissed when women end up dating other women. Yeah, because because of they just like, I want to say they the boss bees, but they take the role and they in a sense, like you were saying, Darren, they they kind of know before you know what it is that you really want, and they take advantage and do the things that is needed. Why is that okay?
I don't understand.
I'm a little.
Hey,
Yeah. What was the question? You said a lot of things, and you said I want to make sure I
why
understand.
is it okay? Why do men feel that it is okay for another woman to? Well, I ain't gonna say they feel it's okay, but why don't they step their game up so women don't have to always? Well, I ain't gonna say always because I ain't looking for no other woman to be the leader in my household. But I'm just simply saying, why is it that men feel it's okay, or they don't necessarily trip off it or try to strive for better to be a leader versus all these women and different people taking advantage? Like the rates for men on men, women on women have soared. Would you guys not agree?
I agree, but you're
And
saying that's because
in every show that you can imagine, they always have a gay couple. And I just feel like I don't think that there would be a lot of gay couples if there were more men that stepped up to the plate
Well,
to do
see,
what
I
they're
don't know
supposed
about
to do.
that.
first of all, there's a shortage of men.
I don't think so. I don't believe that.
Well, that you can get to. Maybe I'm saying like that.
I ain't talking about the woods and jails. There's plenty of men out there.
Well, it's true. It's true. It's true. Some of the guys are taken. Some guys are can handle 2 and 3 women. Some women, some guys can't. Some guys can only, as I was saying before, provide a certain need of a certain woman that they want. We look at you, and some women we can say, oh well, she needs somebody help with some cash, or oh she don't have she got a house but she got 4 or 5 kids. She need help with the kids. We can categorize, or we hate putting you in boxes, but we can put you in boxes based on how we meet and how we see you. We're willing to meet you anywhere, meet you where you are at that point, at McDonald's, on the corner, wherever. But as
Right.
we talk to you more, we'll find out exactly what is needed in your life right now. It may not be sex. It may be a companionship. It may be a ride to church. It may be a confidant to talk to. It may be a mentor, spiritual mentor that you may need. So there are all kind of guys out there. I'm not saying there's all guys on guys and women on women. Personally, I hate when I hear another woman with another woman when there's a guy available to handle or be in the middle, like I'm in the middle right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. I feel like we're talking about. Well, let me read Letisa B's comment. She said, "I disagree with that. There's always been gay couples. They just been on the DL.
Probably.
See, I don't feel like people are gay because a male didn't do his job or a female didn't do. I think if they do that, they just that way. Period.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. Now, because a woman can't swoop in and take you from a man if you don't like women. That just you had to have liked women for a woman to be able to swoop in and take you from a man.
Right.
Because for me, can't no woman take me from a man. I don't even care if he ain't Mr. Right. He could be Mr. Right now, and I'm still gonna choose him over her. There's no way a woman could take me from a man. So I think if a woman is taking another woman from a man, she just like women. She just already liked women. That's got to be it. Because I just can't see you feeling like, well, oh, he ain't doing this, so I'm gonna go to her. She ain't got the tools for the job. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I'm a hairstylist, so I hear a lot. And then
know.
I've been doing hair for 30 years. So I've always had a good relationship with my clients. And I've asked some of them, like, what's the deal? Because my whole thing is I don't get the attraction of being with a woman when she got to use the thing that the man got. And I'd rather have the original versus an imitation any day. So my whole thing is, well, you always hear they know how to please you better, or well, she stepped up and she taking care of the bills. I've witnessed and watched people literally buy houses, and they buy them cars and show them with gifts, and I'm like, wow.
Well,
I
see,
see why you went to her. She treat you better than the dude would have treated you.
Right.
well, let me read these comments. For some reason, they're not showing up. Mika Diamond
Right.
says, confused is what I say. And she also says, no woman can take me away, no attraction whatsoever. And see, that's what I mean. You have to have some type of attraction. For
True.
one, me, I cannot see myself being with a woman in a relationship. First of all, I'm gonna catch a case because I know how I am. Okay, I'm gonna catch a case if I got to deal with attitude, mood swings, all that. I ain't gonna be a person. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Secondly, I just want that hard body, testosterone that comes from a male. So I don't know how buying me a house or buying me a car is gonna make me go to a female, because I just ain't found the right man yet. That's how I would look at that. I wouldn't be like, well, since she is providing my needs, that's just not gonna work for me. I think maybe that person or those persons were already by, or I don't know, maybe the house is just better for them than the relationship. Because I mean, if you leave, if you be with a woman or turn gay because somebody bought you a house, I don't know. That don't sound right to me.
It's not about the house. It's about the stability is what you all say you want, which another woman would know what another woman want, because you all want the same thing that guys do. And if she, I'm not advocating this by any stretch, man, but if they're doing those things to take care of your car note and doing those things, I'm not saying you would go that way, but it
Men
is
do
for
that
me.
too. Men take care of car notes.
Well, we
Men
know.
buy houses.
I've done it. I have no.
Yes, I've
I
had
knew,
it done.
I knew what it
Men buy
was.
houses. Men take care of your needs.
This is true.
Men do all that. I mean, I can't relate to that. That's something I can't relate to. So I don't know.
Yeah, you on your own on that one.
Yeah,
No, no,
right.
no.
They on. I say like that.
No, no, no.
I mean, I could see maybe having both. If a person want to have both the man and the woman, but I can't see just getting rid of the man altogether.
That brings up, they had something on the radio a while back where the polygamy thing was going on, and I was like, man, that is wild, really, really wild.
Yeah, because I didn't know that D. Ray, he's been in a three-way relationship for some years, and they all live together.
Yeah,
Do.
right.
Why?
I know that that's popular with a man with two women, but would a man want to be a part of that as far as he the second husband? Because I could ride with that. If I could have two husbands, I could really see that, because sometimes, one husband might be tired, and I'll just go holler at the other husband. Sounds perfect to me. So when you're talking about polygamy in that respect, I feel like, if they can deal with it and be mature enough to allow me to be their wife and I have two husbands,
You got to be
go and be a blessing.
strong. You got to be real strong up here, because man, I know you're confident and everything, but you'd be like, dang, she'll do that with me.
Well,
Right.
now you worrying about the wrong things.
How does that work out?
Now he worrying about the wrong things. He out his lane. He worried about the wrong thing.
Wait a minute. He in his lane because he's in the relationship. He know what lane he's in.
He worried about the wrong thing. But you see how different it was when you first talked about the whole polygamy thing. When you was looking at it from the side of a man with two women, it was cool. But when you look at it from the side of a woman with two men, you start looking funny, like, huh?
You got that, because I don't think I can handle it. You're right. I admit it.
Okay. I got one that says wanting same sex is a mental problem.
Wow. Okay.
And
Well,
that came from a guy, Benny.
some people, well, let me just say this. I don't want us to get off the topic too much, but I used to work in the mental health field. Back in the day, it was classified as a mental illness, way back in the day. But right now, it's no longer classified as a mental illness. It's a sexual preference. So,
True.
I mean, we can't really say that they're mentally ill. But I like the whole thing of the polygamy because it exposes the double standards that we have in society, where
Yeah.
men feel like if they can have two wives, that's a perfect setup. But if a woman wants two husbands, man got an attitude about that.
Not necessarily a perfect setup. Not necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of estrogen running around there too. I mean, we talk about the good, but there's some bad parts in there also. Not a lot, but there's a few bad parts.
Well, yeah, I would say there's bad parts, but for me, personally, I know that for sure I could deal with two husbands. Yes, I
You
wouldn't
could.
have a problem.
Listeners, please chime in. Do you like to be?
If any
I'm
woman out
trying to
there
have no
agrees,
business.
Shareece, do you agree? Could you have more than one husband?
No,
Hmm.
I could not have more than one husband. I mean, I just couldn't. I and I'm a germaphobe, so just too much going on.
Well, it ain't all going on at the same damn time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
It's a schedule. It's a
I got
schedule.
certain stuff that's off limits, and certain things we not doing. So
But your husband would know that. This ain't a boyfriend, this a husband. So it's a little different, you
yeah.
know.
But two of them at one time, I don't even know if I would want to be bothered because I'm not gonna cook for both of them like that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not
Very
with
interesting. I can't. Mika Diamond says I can't cater to them the same, and someone would mess up.
absolutely.
See, here's the thing: the catering to is always limited anyway. So we're not going overboard with the catering. So we definitely will be able to balance that out
Hopefully.
because we're
Hopefully.
catering to each other. Now it ain't one side. Well, it has to be. It has to be for me. We can't. I can't just be catering to you. We better get. It got to be a reciprocity. We cater to each other. So
Okay.
Sometimes, again, someone has to take the lead, someone has to be led, and someone's got to follow.
Right.
And depending on in a threesome type thing, what role are you playing? Are you
Right. Who's
leading?
gonna be the submissive one?
Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna?
depends on the day.
Huh?
It depends on the day. I mean, it would probably depend on the day.
Well,
Mm-mm.
in your day, what day would that be?
Well, I'm always probably gonna be the boss.
There you go. I knew it was coming. I just wait. I want to hear you say it.
Right.
Most likely, I'm always gonna be the boss.
And you're not
But
going to always be the boss. But
I
see,
can submit some days. I can submit to some situations.
now you may have two strong. I ain't gonna too strong men, but two guys,
Strong-willed men.
two strong will men that won't allow that to happen. They want to be dominant all the time.
Well, I can show them how to channel their strong-willed energy into other creative
Show them
projects.
that.
Go build a woodshed.
Oh, you gonna build a woodshed, all right?
Go rewire the house.
Right.
I'm gonna show you how to
You gonna
channel
get
that.
that wood right.
I'm gonna show you how to channel that.
Yeah,
But in all honesty,
just like there's bad points on the men's side for the two women, and just is no different than the woman having the two guys. It's still two strong men are not gonna allow a lot of things to go down. They'll change.
in all honesty, I don't think that would work. Of course, because men are very possessive and territorial about their women. So I don't think that would work in all honesty. I'm just saying in a perfect world, if that was an option, I would be okay with that option. But in real life, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work. But anyway, we're talking about what women really want in relationships, and I think we covered it all. If anybody out there has anything else that we did not cover, what women really want,
Email.
and we were also dispelling myths about women that men have. So, Darren, you have any other myths that you want to bring to our attention? Things that you think about women and you want to make sure that it's correct? Because you did clarify something that I thought about men. I know that men categorize. That's why I've always told my friends, You got to be very careful what you do or show early on, because men categorize you. And once they put you in a specific category, it's hard for them to take you out that category.
Well,
That's why you have to.
it depends on what the category is. You know,
Uh,
we can move you quickly from friend to friends with benefits, from to moving on out, or we can from friends to friends with benefits and leave it right there. I mean, we can upgrade you, we can downgrade you.
Yeah, but I think that men do categorize. Would you agree to that? Soon as they, once they get to know you, they put you in a certain category. Like you said about high maintenance. A man will deal with you very briefly, maybe even in one conversation, and figure, okay, she high maintenance. She gonna need a man with some money, and they put you in that category without even really knowing you. They will categorize you, and so that's why I feel like. Go ahead.
It's how the conversation goes that make us think that, or we're watching you from afar. I tend to pay attention. How you dress, how you carry yourself. Are you putting on air? What you driving? Are you able to afford what you wearing on your arm and what you carrying opposed to what you're driving? Does it all fall in line? What kind of job do you do? Where do you work at? Things like that. We look at all those things.
Right. I have my friend Marcus McNeil. He said, I wonder what you can call love versus visual sexuality, or visual sexually. So I guess he's trying to say,
you talking about love and lust?
Because I done read it a couple of times and I keep wondering, I wonder what you can call love versus visual sexually.
How I see them sexually, mentally, sexually, physically, sexually.
I think he's saying lust. Like when you visualize somebody sexually, you lusting after them. I think that's what he's saying.
Or how do you differentiate lust versus love?
Well, I think how you differentiate lust versus love, and I feel like I learned this when I was young, is that love is, to me, when you will go against your comfort for somebody. For instance, if you got to get up from your sleep to go pick up your man because he had a wreck or a tire bust or whatever, and you got to go against your own comfort, I feel like that's more love. Because when you just lusting after somebody and they sex is good, they call you in the middle of the night, you might not answer. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like love is when you will go against your own comfort to be there for that person.
So if the sex is good, you're going to go get him. If sex is bad, you call somebody else.
No, well, that's not what I'm saying. That was a bad example. What I'm saying is love is when you will go against your own comfort zone and your own comfort level. Lust, you probably won't. Think about it. When you've been in a relationship with somebody and they said, I took a job in another city. Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. It was nice knowing you. That was lust. But if you love that person, you're really in love, you're going to try to figure out, how can we be together? So how can I move to that city? You know what I mean? So you'll go against your own comfort to be with that person.
Go visit all the time. Yeah, I know.
Yes. That's what I say is the difference.
Okay. And I can understand that, but guys would tend to help out ladies more than women will tend to help out. In that case, in the example that you gave about picking them up or an accident or whatever, so guys would tend to go help out quicker than ladies probably would. I wouldn't personally, if I was in an accident, I wouldn't call a lady, my girl. I wouldn't call her. Maybe come pick me up, but not come. I should say help me out, and when I'm in straight or need some help, it'd be different. It's a man thing for me.
But that's just one scenario. I can give lots of scenarios between love and lust. For instance, you have diabetes and lose your legs. They have to end up amputating your legs. Lust is
heaven forbid.
Lust is it was nice knowing you.
Right.
Love is how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Love is how can I help you adjust to your new life?
Right.
Yeah.
Lust is wow, that's sad. That's crazy.
Hopefully you've been there a little while. They've been there a little while for them to change whatever how they feel, because if you meet someone like that, opposed to being with them 4 or 5 years or 10 years. It's different. It's easier to help them with the adjustment than it would be to say, okay, well, you know, the last 10 years been real good, but I holler at you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we are running short on time, so let's wrap this up. Any last words for our viewers and listeners regarding what men want, what women want? Darren, you can go
I'm,
first.
no, I'm gonna let Cherie, let ladies go first. I'm gonna let Cherie go
Okay,
first.
you go first.
I think we have did a good job with trying to figure out what women want, what women like, and what they need. And ladies, if we have not covered everything that you would like to hear, please inbox us, email us at stunnerradio@gmail.com, and follow us. I am on all social medias under All For You Boutique, A with 3 L's, the number 4, the letter U, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole nine. Lisa?
Yeah. Okay, Darren.
Like I say, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the show. We're looking forward to bring good content each and every week to you. I'd like to say, first of all, Cherie, those are some nice paintings you have in the back. Those are real nice. You should tell us more about those later on, maybe in another show. But going forward, hopefully, we've answered a lot of questions from the men that we've had about the women. Hopefully, we've been able to hopefully give you a little bit of insight of what some of us men and women are thinking when we ask these type of questions. Hope you look forward to viewing in most of the time to the show at 3:00. You can reach me on all platforms at Instagram at Dark Night Photography, the number 4, the letter 20 photography. Look forward to hearing from you again. Again, ladies, wonderful show. Appreciate it.
And the only thing I can say is you got to be real. You got to be honest about what you want. You can't say you want one thing and know that you want something else and then complain about what you get. For real. And I just want to say thank you all for tuning in and for your interaction. And we will see you next week. We'll be talking about probably some similar topics.
Bye, y'all. Have a good week. Stay safe.
Bye for now.